friends, it's Kelly, and I have a video today sharing some of the supplies that were sent, or dyes that were sent to me from Globleland. They reached out to me and asked me if I would like to use some of their products, and I've done this once before and really enjoyed them, so I was like, absolutely. So there is a coupon code in the description box below, and you get 10% off of your order when you order from Globleland. So look below in the description box. I believe it's Kelly10 is the code. So what I will be using today is this die set, which is super cute. It's a fox. It almost kind of looks like a cat here, but it is a fox. Here is the image that I pulled off the screen from their website to you know, just to kind of indicate what I have here. And yeah, so that is it. And the reason I have all of this way down here is because I will use this space to store another die. I try to make as much room as possible, so I'll store another die set here. And what I've learned, because I'm fairly new to like paper piecing and die cutting, is that whenever I get these, I keep them all together. Like I run it through the die cut machine just like this. It's easier to keep all the pieces together. Yes, you end up with a lot of extra things that you might not need, you know, but in colors you don't want them in, but I'm okay with that. It's just easier to store them this way instead of taking it all apart. So that's my little spill on that. So, and then I just put an image on this side of whatever the image is. This is the one that they sent me in my last haul from them, and I am going to use this in a project that goes along with this. So I wanted to kind of show you what I will be using and what supplies I will be using right up front. So these are some stamps that they sent me. Every time before I've worked with their products, I've always used dies, and I thought I'll try to work with some of their stamps as well. And I will use a couple of these. Let me get this out of the way so you can kind of see. Maybe if I lay it down, it's better. So I'll use the happy birthday, and I think that's all for this. I'll use this happy birthday because I created a card. So yeah, so those are the dies from Globleland, and I've had so much fun working with these. I've already created 2 projects with this, and I've had so much fun and have lots more in the works. So let me show you some of the other things I'll be using. I'm going to be using these honeybee gem stickers. I'll be using the Nuvo crystal drops, or I have used them on the projects that I'm going to show you. The Nuvo crystal drops, just to add some dimension to the eyes and nose. Of course, you've got to have stickles. And this is just a little tip for me to you. Whenever I look at stickles, this is my favorite one. It's Stardust, and then I have another one called, what is the other one? I can't remember, and I don't have it here. But the reason I like this is because it dries clear. So, and it kind of dries to whatever color you're working on top of, like whatever color cardstock. It works. So instead of buying a different color for every project, I find that this is my go-to for pretty much every project that I'm going to use stickles in. I will be using the saltwater taffy distress ink, and then also my trusty vintage photo ink, which has been with me a long time. I will be using a Sharpie pen in black and a Q-tip. And I think that's it. I think that's everything. Those are all the things that I've used for the projects that I've created, and I am going to do a quick little tutorial on how to put this die set together. So stay tuned for that, but I'm going to go ahead and show real quick the projects that I've created. So this is a card. Isn't it stinking adorable? I love it. And so I just used all the pieces of the die set, and I used the gems, and I used glitter on the some of the flower centers, like the smaller ones, and then I used the honeybee gems in the middle of some of the bigger flowers. And I had this little tag in my stash, and this is some dyed seam binding, and it's really frazzly and so cute. I love it with this project. So that is one project that I've created with this die set, and here is another one for a birthday card. And this is actually an easel card. Isn't this adorable though? Just look at it. It's so cute. I stamped the sentiment, and then I popped the sentiment banner on some foam to give it a little dimension. And the eyes, I don't know if you can tell, I used the Nuvo crystal drops just to give them a little bit of added dimension. If I would have had some black, small, tiny black enamel dots, I could have used those too. That would have worked just as well. So very cute. But this is an easel card, and whenever you give it to the recipient, they can stand it up on their desk like this. And I just used another die that I had in my stash and popped it up on some foam. It's hard to show with this standing up, but I popped this die up on some foam to give it a place to rest against. So, and there are tons of tutorials. That's how I learned to do this on YouTube, on how to create an easel card. So I'm just kind of trying to show you all the way. But I love it because a card, this is a lot of work, right? And we want whoever gets it to be able to display it and look at it because all your hard work, and it's just cute. So I like that it is, you can just set it up and display it. So love that idea. What my purpose here today is to show you how to put together this adorable die set, and I'll be right back to show you that. Okay, so let's get on to creating this cute little fox. So what you see here laid out are all the pieces that come with this die set. So I've cut it in several different colors, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is put the fox together and then just kind of fast forward so you watch the rest of the process, because this part is pretty easy. That's just decorating the wreath. This part is easy as well, but I just thought you might like to see someone. I always see people doing project shares with dies, but I like to see how they put it together. It just makes it a little simpler whenever I get ready to put it together too, and it gives me ideas. So I cut the fox's body out on this darker brown, and then I also cut it out again, the accessories and pieces, to create him in a wider, or a lighter shade, not a whiter, but a lighter shade of, this is kind of a tan. So what I did first was I added because his eye is empty, so I added a little piece of cardstock on the back. And this is his muzzle and the fur around his neck area. So I'm going to show you how, this was the trickiest part to figure out when I first opened this die. I was like, what is that? So this goes right here at the bottom of his head, and that creates his little, the lighter patch on his neck and his muzzle. That's what gives him that fox look, that kind of two-toned color. And then this is the end of his tail. This darker shade of brown is going to go right here, the end of his tail. And I thought I had everything up here to go, but I didn't. So before you do that, you may choose to go ahead and ink him, because I like that it adds a little bit of shading. And so he doesn't look quite so flat. I like to add a little bit of shading. Okay, and then his tail belongs right there behind him. So I'm just going to glue that right there. So it looks like his tail is behind him. Oh, I need to ink that real quick. And I'm going to add a little dab of glue right here on the edge and just glue that down like that. And isn't he so cute? So, I'm going to grab my Sharpie and color in this eye area and his nose. This is a mat that I got from scrapbook.com, and it's kind of sticky so your stuff isn't sliding around, and it wipes up super easy. And you can ink on it and nothing really stays, so it's very handy. And then to add a little bit of color, I use my Q-tip here to his cheeks. I'm going to rub a little bit of that off so it doesn't get so, and just very lightly, I'm going to blend a little color in his cheeks. And you can also add a little color to his ear just to give it a different shade. So there he is. Isn't he so cute? And I'm not going to do this yet because I don't want it to get smeared. But before I finish, I will add a Nuvo drop right there to his eye and to his nose to give it a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and decorate the wreath part where he sits. But before I do that, I'm going to show you that I like to double them up and just kind of sandwich them together to make it a little sturdier. So that is how I'm going to start the base for him to sit on. And he will go about right there. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the rest of that, or the rest of this, and I will be right back. much for watching. Please be sure to go check out Globleland, and you'll find the links for the products I use below. And don't forget about the coupon code. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.